Good morning, guys. Tony Maritato here. So behind me on the screen right there, you can see one of the pages from a new blog that we're working on. And it's one of my videos. It's a video talking about using a recumbent bike after a knee replacement. And a common question we get is, what's the best recumbent bike following a total knee replacement? So in this blog post, what I do is I outline a couple of things for you to look at. So first, just real quick, what's the difference between an upright bike and a recumbent bike? Both are stationary bikes, but you can see here the upright bike does not have a backrest. It's typically a taller bike where the seat is a little more over the pedals, where the recumbent bike does have a backrest to lean against. The pedals are more in front. Now, I can tell you that a lot of my clients, at least, typically also have a history of low back pain, some spinal stenosis, and other degenerative changes. So they often prefer a recumbent bike that allows them to lean back against the seat. For the individuals that are younger, that are more active, that don't have a history of back pain, they typically prefer an upright bike. So this video, we're going to talk specifically about the criteria to look for when choosing the recumbent bike that you're going to use for your home program. And I basically break it out into 5 things that I'm most focused on. Number 1, I want a bike that's got a low profile center. I want my clients to be able to step through those first couple days, first couple weeks, even sometimes over a month. The knee is really limited, and I'm always concerned about a client having to step over a tall center in the bike. So you can see in this graphic here, it's a very low profile, wide distance between the pedals and the seat. And, this is something that's easy to get on and off during the initial phases of recovery. Any of the bikes you see on the website, if you click on them, it'll take you to Amazon. You can see the pricing. Prices will vary, so you just kind of click and see what's out there. These are affiliate links, so I do receive a small commission if you do click through to Amazon, but it doesn't change your pricing. Your pricing stays the same. The second thing, after a low profile, I usually look for a comfortable seat. I want a bike, and most recumbents have wide, broad seats. The concern with an upright bike is the seat tends to be much smaller, much more narrow. Most recumbent bikes are going to have a wide seat, but absolutely look at the pictures and determine if the seat looks like a comfortable seat. Next, we're looking at armrests. Again, because so many of my clients have a history of low back pain, I prefer forearm supports. Now, very few bikes have this, but the ones that do, it might be something that you're interested in. This forearm support takes some of the loading off the low back. All of the other bikes have these handles down low by the seat surface. But if you think you might be more comfortable, it's kind of like a bucket seat, I guess, or the seats that you have in a car with an armrest. It just helps to unload the lumbar spine a little bit, make you feel a little more secure. So that would be a feature I would look for. And then not finally. The next one is we want a variable seat. Now, all recumbents are going to have a seat that can move. The question is, do you want a seat that can move while you're sitting in it? So a bike like this is a Schwinn. There's a lever next to it. You can pull the lever while you're seated, even while your feet are still on the pedals, and you can slide the seat closer or further back. The reason why that's so beneficial is because in those first couple weeks, you're going to be changing a lot. You're going to get on, your knees are going to be stiff, you're going to start with a rocking motion. You're not even going to be able to do a full revolution. And so you want a seat that's adjustable while you're sitting in it, as opposed to having to stop, get up, adjust the seat, sit back down, try it again. So a variable seat that allows you to move closer and further back, depending on what you're focusing on, is a huge benefit when you're picking the recumbent bike that you're going to use for home. And then finally, probably the biggest thing from a safety perspective is we want a nice wide base of support. These little horizontal bars at the front and the back of the bike. Some bikes have very, very narrow base of support. They're usually the less expensive bikes, the $200 and less bikes. The more expensive bikes are a thicker built frame, heavier duty, wide support. One of the biggest concerns in the clinic is having a client fall while they're getting on or off the recumbent bike. And so a wide base of support gives you a better stability, gives you something to hold on to. So those are my 5 criteria. Just to review, top down, I'm looking at a low center that you can step through instead of having to step over. I'm looking for a wide, comfortable seat. I'm looking for forearm supports preferably, but at the minimum, arm supports down by the seat level. I'm looking for a variable seat that allows you to adjust the seat closer or further back from the pedals while you're sitting on it. And then finally, for safety, we want a nice wide base of support. So guys, I hope that helps you kind of narrow down the choice. There's certainly choices in all price points, under 300, between 300 to 1,000 and over 1,000. But finding the solution that's best for you is what's most important. Buying a $5,000 bike that acts as a clothes hanger and sits in, a room you never go into doesn't help you at all. So pick the bike that's best for you. If you have more specific questions, I will also post links to these bikes in the video description below this video. But I hope this information was helpful. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and ask your questions so that I know what kind of information you would like me to bring to you in the next video. Guys, I'll catch you next time.